Okay, so it's a lovely day today. Well, the sun's not out, but it's sunny because there's shadows. And it's time for a mini video. So, what am I going to do? No, it's not that. It's this. So, I had this for about 12 months. And obviously it's from Chrome. And there's my coffee. Obviously from Chrome. And it was on offer, so I had to buy it. I wasn't going to fit it just yet, but I had to buy it. And it is a flat bottom steering wheel to go in my car. Got loads of them. So here we go, nicely wrapped up. That's it there. Take the covering off, and there we have it. The carbon weave there at the top. We've got a blue steering at the centre, marker, and that's all I've got over leather. So I've got to try and figure out how to transfer all the stuff off my old wheel onto my new one and get it fitted. So I am looking forward to seeing this on the car. I'm just hoping all the threads are okay. So what is it? It's all the wiring that comes up through here. It's the boss. That's got to be fitted correctly. The buttons on the steering wheel, the airbag and horn unit. So this should be good. I haven't changed the steering wheel over before. I've took the steering wheel off before just to do a quick check. While it's off as well, I think I'm going to be looking at the clock spring, because the clock spring has got a problem. I think, because none of these buttons work. So I think I've got a cabling problem. So it could be clock spring. So the only thing I want to do is just do a continuity check on the in and the out on the clock spring and see how that gets on. Okay, so let's get outside and pop the wheel off. Okay, so first of all, if you're messing your airbags, the first thing you've got to do is disconnect the battery, because you don't want to be messing around with that airbag and having it going off in your face. That wouldn't be a good day. So I'm just going to get this battery disconnected, then we'll go into the side inside the car. So 10mm on the top of the connector, and then just pull the connector up and push it down the back so it can't connect to the battery again, and make it live. Cover it all up again as you can't get it into position. Come on. There we're right. There we go. And inside the car. Yeah, so this airbag is held in by that little clip, and all you do is you release it and the airbag will come off in your hands. That's why you have to disconnect the battery, because you're actually taking the airbag out of the steering wheel. So underneath the steering wheel there's this little hole, I think you can see here. I just killed the light, there you go. So just here, and what you do is you put a small screwdriver up there, or a small Allen key, and then you can push onto a little clip that holds the airbag in. If I just so there we have it. Popped it out. All I used was a T27 Torx bit. I found that was the perfect fit. And there's the airbag behind the clock spring. So let's just get all of these electrical connectors unplugged, and we'll take the airbag out, which will then allow us to remove the steering wheel, which then we'll get that into the garage and swap the bits over. Okay, just get these electrical connectors unplugged. So that's the electrical connectors, and I had a bit of a problem getting this out. Now this is the electrical connector to this set of buttons. I don't know whether I could have left it in, because there's an electrical connector at the back of here we've got to undo as well. I probably could have left it in, but it's got to come out in a way. and I'm just seeing where these go to. They go all the way up the top there and all the way around down to here as well, into this. So it looks like there's one loom for these two sets of buttons. And I'm thinking that is my problem with the setter, with the buttons on the steering wheel, down to this loom. Is there a break in there somewhere? I don't know. So I probably could have left, no, I can't lift that one. Couldn't have left that one in. I'm thinking I'm doing this right. I can't remember. I've done it before. I don't know whether I need to take the cowl off to get to these connectors at the back. There should be some power feed to these connectors at the back. Whether there's a plug down there or not, I don't know. I'm going to have to look at a previous video. I did work it out once before. So I'm just going to go and have a look and see which way I can do this, because I've forgot, even though I've had this off before. So I'm going to undo this first, see if I can pull it off the spline, see what comes out the back of it, whether I can just unplug it from the back of the steering wheel, whether I've got to lift this up out the way, which will mean taking the rev counter, top cowl, bottom cowl, maybe to get to these connectors here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look at the previous video on this and see which way I did it last time. Then maybe we'll get it done that way. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I've gone back on my videos, and all I've got to do now is undo this and pull it out, and that remains with the column, because that's the clock spring. So 16mm, I'm going to crack that, pull the steering wheel off before I take the bolt out so I don't put the steering wheel into my face, and then I'm going to have a look at how I mark this to show which is dead centre. I'm going to mark the spline if I can, and when I fit the new one. And yeah, I'm looking for anything on here that marks the centre line on here, but there's nothing on here that marks the centre line apart from that. So I'll see if I get those two lined up, and then I'll take it in, strip it down in the garage to get rid of all this and put it on the new wheel, and I'll see if there's some way that I can test these as well, to see if these are the problem or this loom is the problem, apart from what I think might be a problem with the clock spring. Okay, so I'll just pull the wheel off. So I've broke that. That was very, very tight. I had to get my big ratchet out to do that, and even my little impact gun wouldn't do it. So the steering wheel's loose now, and you'll see that that is stopping in position when I pull it and push it back. So yeah, I just got to take the bolt out and have a look at marking it for the centre, and then we can get on with removing this lot and putting it onto the new steering wheel. So every day is a school day, and there is a notch here on the steering wheel column corresponding with a notch on the steering wheel here. I did notice that my clock spring was about 2-3 degrees out, so I had to move my clock spring over a little bit. My wheel's going to be out of alignment when I do this, because if you'll notice, the steering wheel is less of an angle, so the steering wheel is more like that. But these notches weren't aligned. So I'm going to make a decision now whether I put it back as was, or get it done when I do get my alignment done. I'll have a think about that. I'd rather have the two notches aligned when the alignment gets done. Alright, I'm going to have a look at the other wheel now. Right, so let's take this off and get it into the garage. So the process I'm going to use is take the 4 Torx screws out, remove the locking mechanism, the airbag locking mechanism off the wheel, pull off the 2 steering wheel button connectors, pull the cabling out, put all that into the new one, pull this off, and I can't get my fingers behind there to pull that, so I'll have to try and find somewhere to pry that off with a trim tool. and pop it onto there. I am looking for black buttons and a black trim here. So I'm going to go and have a quick look on eBay and see if I can see some of those. Give maybe Midland Minis a ring as well, see if he got any of them, but doubtful. Okay, and looking at the new wheel, there is the mark for the centre line position. So I am going to put this wheel in on the piss. For the switch packs, just realised there's two T20s at the back of them, but there isn't one at the back of the lower one. So I think I'll get these out to release those switch packs. So those two are removed. There they are in the parts tray, so I don't lose them. Right, let's pull these off. So there they are. There's two difficult to remove tangs at the bottom, and then the top end is just where the screw gets held onto, and they're the same on both sides. They're quite difficult to pull out, so what I did is got my finger behind it, pull it out at the top, and then just pull, and these two will eventually pop out. So on the new one, I might just put a bit of lube in there, make them go in easy, make them come out easy when I get my black ones. Okay, so now just, and all you do is you put your trim tool in at the bottom through there and just lever it up, and then they come out. Right then, what do? Do I fit it all back in the new wheel, or do I see if I can get some black switches from somewhere? I'm going to have a couple of ring around first, see if I can find any. Right, this is quite difficult for me because I'm colourblind, and the colours I'm really colourblind with is brown, green, and these colours are mainly brown and green. Now I have managed to isolate the two on the end here, and I have got continuity through that to there, so I don't think the problem is in that. And I can't see what the other colour wires are. I'm just fucking useless with that, excuse my expression. So I'm going to nip down and see Daz at Midland Minis, see if he's got any of these in black, and if he has, I'll have them off him, and if he hasn't, I'm going to put them in there, put the wheel back on the car, and source these in black. All right. Oh, going to be a couple of seconds for you, but it's going to be about an hour for me. See you in a minute. Okay, so I just got back from Daz at Midland Minis. He had a black steering wheel, but he didn't want to break it because obviously he's going to sell that for 80 quid. So it was a complete black one. So I've been onto eBay, and there's plenty of them that have got black ones, but only one with the IO button and the cruise control. So I've ordered that, but the seller's away to the 12th of June, and I need to get my car MOT'd, so I'm going to have to build this steering wheel up with these and do it all over again. But I won't have to take the steering wheel off. I'll just take that out, buttons out, and then it'll be done. So I'll do that in car. Right, so I'll build this back up now, and we'll see how we get on. Alexa, stop. Right, so that's all the wheel built up. I'm going to take it outside now and fit it. I love my job so much, I'd do it twice. I can't believe I've got to do that. Never mind, I should be more prepared when I'm doing jobs. I should have sourced these before I started the job. So my fault, my bad. Okay, let's get this out to the car, let's get it done. So that's all fitted now. I've got the buttons plugged back in, even though they don't work, and fitted the retaining plate for the airbag, and torqued the steering wheel nut up to 62.5 Newton meters, what they say, so I called it 63. So when I get my replacement buttons, all I'm going to have to do is pull the airbag off like it is now, take the retaining plate out, unplug that, peel all the what's his names out the wiring, pull these off, fit the new ones, and then do something with that, because this black wasn't included. So I'll see if I can find that on the bay as well. Okay, let's put the airbag back in. Okay, so job's done. Everything works. My steering wheel, really happy with that. But I do know it's going to be off when I'm driving it. So next is this. I'm going to see if I can do anything about this. That doesn't look very good in the middle of the steering wheel now, does it? So I'm sure there might be a kilo chrome part to fit there, and I'm sure there might be something I can fit here as well. A nice carbon fibre one. Right, that's it then. On to my next job. Don't know what that's going to be yet. You saw there I've got the wing on the back. It's just started raining, so that's not a job to do. But I will have a look at the bracketry, because I don't like the bracketry, and I'll get in touch with the manufacturers and say, is this right, because it doesn't look right to me. Okay then guys, well that's the end of this one. Like and subscribe, it's free, don't get charged anything, and if you do subscribe it helps me. How? I don't know. That's what everybody normally says. No, but that's if I get over 1,000 subscribers, which I'm nowhere near at the moment. I think I'm approaching 500, so I've got a long way to go yet before I get to 1,000 subscribers. Okay guys, hope you've enjoyed it. Any questions, always ask. I try and answer every message that I get. All right guys, ta-ra. Okay, so I can do another mini video today. You see it's on a different place on the drive, because it's MOT now, past its MOT. But an annoying factor is when I was coming back from the MOT, I did give it a bit of beats, and that engine management light came on again. No, not the engine management light, it was a what do they call it, reduced power light on the dashboard, so the knock code would come back again. I've changed the sensor, so I know it's not the sensor, so I think it must be wiring related or tune related. So because of my excellent capability to not be able to look at wires and see the colours, I'm going to have to take it somewhere, so I'm going to get that sorted. But for today I'm going to finish off the steering wheel install. My daughter's car's on the drive. So that was what we was doing last time. Remember, we swapped the carbon steering wheel over. I know it's like almost immediately, but I'm just refreshing my memory as well. We swapped the start carbon steering wheel over, and I didn't like the look of the buttons being grey, and I didn't like the silver disc on the airbag as well. So good old kilo chrome. I've got the buttons in carbon effect. I've got the carbon weave center ring, and off the old eBay I've managed to get myself some black buttons. When I was looking, there was plenty of them on there, but there was only this one set with the resume on off and plus and minus on that one. So yeah, hopefully these will work, and we'll get on. Right, so I thought I'd do something I don't normally do, is show you me working. So first of all, just a microfiber cloth, just to clean them up, make sure they're nice and clean before I put the covers on. They look okay. Very important you use the primer that they give you from Kilo Chrome. What this does, it's an adhesion promoter, so it just makes them stick to it. And I suppose like it's just a solvent. So what I'm going to do is round the edge, round that, round that, round that. Try and get it in the middle. That's it. Let that dry off. And again, I should turn this round because it took a bit of colour off. And that. Around the edge. Into that. There. Into that. Okay. Just let that dry off a bit. On the back, you'll see the 3M tape. All you do is peel it off if you've got nails. If you haven't got nails like me, you might struggle. So let's get a tool. Once you've got one edge picked up, you'll get it off easy. It's just getting the first edge off. There we go. See that? Just pick that edge up. Not the edge. This is annoying. Try this one. You try and get the edge without getting the stickiness off. Something a bit sharper. There we go. You see the backing's off. The adhesive's on there. Very, very sticky. So you've got to get it right first time. There we go. Checking around the edge, that's okay. Now I've gone for black buttons because these fit really well, but they don't fit perfectly. And if it's a silver button pack, you can see around the edges that it's not quite in the 100% correct position. Now, for example, don't know if you can see this, but around there, that edge is, you would say, is bang on, but this edge is overhanging very, very slightly. So I think you might get a bit of silver poking out. So I went for the black, and then you won't see it poking out. Next piece. There we go. Okay, and this one. Again, take your time, get it lined up right, because it's got to be perfect. There we go. Yeah. And that's it. I'm going to take these into the car now and get them fitted. They look a lot better. Get them fitted, and I'll show you that process again, because I noticed in the last video when I was editing, I didn't show you how the how that locking system works. So I'll show you this locking system on this video. Okay, let's go and get it done. Right, so I'm in the car, and we'll start changing it. And the bits that we're changing are the switches and the bottom cover and this chrome ring round here. And you can see it doesn't look right, does it? I mean, I'll show you the after, obviously, but it just needs changing because I just don't like the look of it. So I've got all the tools that I need down there. I've got the knife from out the garage. I've got my torque set for the T27, to put up the bottom of the steering wheel to pop the bag off, and I've got the trim tool for prying off these, and I've got the switches, and obviously they look a lot better, don't they? Okay, so I'm not going to video myself doing this. It's going to be exactly the same as before. Trim tool underneath there, the airbag will pop off. I'll then show you that mechanism and how it works, and undo the electronics. The battery has been removed, so I've got no power into the car whatsoever now, look. And then we'll pop these off, pop that off, put the trim piece onto that, because I couldn't get myself one older one of those when I bought these. You only had the switches. Then we'll do this when it's all back together, and then I'll put the battery on and everything should be okay. All right, let's go and do this. So that's the airbag off. A little bit more difficult than what I remember, but anyway, this is how you do it. I'm just going to put this T27 up through the hole, and if you have a look there, can you see it? It's coming up through the hole there, and you strike this piece here. So it goes up and it hits, and then when you push it up, can you see the clips moving? Now this was very, very difficult. So what I'm going to do is, when I take this off to get the cabling out, I'm going to look at if I can lube these up a little bit. Maybe put a bit of lithium grease on them or something, just to make them a little bit more compliant. So that's how you do it. Let's see what I can do with them. I'll go and get my torque stuff to get that off. Okay. Okay, so I've just been in the garage and just put a bit of lithium grease on the moving parts where they rub, just to make them a little bit easier. And it has made them. I can move them with one hand now. And it's interesting that if you have, can you see the scratch marks there where the Torx has been going up, because it was quite difficult to get it off this time. And I think the Torx has to hit that part directly to push it up, and I think what it was doing, it was going behind. So that's something to look out for. Maybe try and make it as big as possible to get up there and hit that bar, and not the plate that supports the bar. You can see where the scratch marks are. Okay, so that's the grease one, because I've greased it because I know it's got to come out again, and I just want to make it easier for it to come out. So that's why I've put that grease on there. You don't normally have to do that, but I'm taking it out again. See how long it took me. Half my coffee's gone. Right, so I need to unplug this connector. That was a bare last time, if I remember right. And then we'll pull these off and put the new ones in. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I've got that undone, and all you have to do then is just pull the cabling out and pry this out. So I'll get that done now. I need 2 hands. Right. Well, they're out, but that was a bit of a bear, because I can't, the retaining screws in the back here, which are T20s, I can't actually get them out to the other side of the steering wheel for some reason. So I just hope they go back okay. So we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, they're out. Let's get the new ones in. Adios. So that's back on. Wiring's been placed. Everything looks okay. One problem, that the screw behind here that holds this in position, well, it doesn't hold it, it just secures it in position. So there's a T20 screw behind there. That one I could get in, but because this steering wheel has been recovered, if I can just show you, I don't know whether you can see that because I can't see. That there, the screw isn't aligned properly, so I've got to spend some time trying to sort that out. But it's in, it just needs tightening up. Okay, so airbag's back on. I can go and put the battery on now, and I can move my car off the drive and put it where it should be, and I can let my daughter out. So still to do this, right. Before I try and fix that, I'm going to put the ring on. Now this is not perfectly circular. If you go onto the Kilo Chrome website, you can see a fitting video for this. And basically, what they say is when you put it on, if you put it on and you can see gaps around it, like what there is there and there, then you haven't got it in the right position. It's got to be clocked, what they call clocking. So as you turn it, you should get to a point where there are no gaps, and I think that is there a bit there? Let's just have a look. I think that is the place. Okay, because I can't see any gaps here and around it. Can't see any silver. So what they say is use a bit of tape, which I've got there, mark the bottom or the top, and then peel the backing off and get that done. So I'm going to mark the bottom. I'm going to stop filming there because I've got to pick that piece of tape up and mark the bottom. Okay, I'll be back in a minute once I've done that. Okay, so that piece of tape marks the bottom. I've got to peel this lot off, prime it, clean it and prime it, and then put it on, and then do this one. Which again, because I've had to put the car back together before I was ready, I'm gonna struggle. Sorry, putting this on, because getting it positioned properly when you got the adhesive there. Now if the horn was out, I could place it here at the bottom first, which is the bit that you're going to see, but because of the horns on, I can't put the bottom on first. So I've backed myself into a corner there, but I'm not taking this off again. So I think I'm going to have to feed it in with two hands like that, and then pull it back down and try and hit it right with two hands. So let's see how I get on with that as well. So I'm going to do these two now, but it's exactly the same. Pull all the backing off, clean it, prime it, and get it all done. And then hopefully it should be all done when I'm coming to you next, and then the job's finished apart from this screw at the back here that I've got to do something with, and I'm going to have to cut the leather, I think. Right, so I'm going to go and do that now. These two pieces. Okay, see you in a minute. And there she is, the finished article. Very nice. Managed to get that on okay. Quite happy with that. Even though the airbag was still in, and all this is nice to put on. Just need to clean this up now. Get some cleaner on that. Very happy with the buttons. Very happy with the wheel. I think it suits the clocks nicely. So yep, this is going to be the end of this video, because I'm not going to show what I end up doing with that, but I will get that right by hook or by crook, even if I have to cut a little star in the leather and to pull that screw out so I can get it on properly. But yep, loving the new wheel. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Still got more stuff coming on the channel. Got that wing to fit, and I'm going to have lots of other bits and pieces as well that I want to get on. One thing I didn't film was the new Kilo Chrome carbon pull handles. I'm toying with the idea of doing the chrome here, but I don't think I'm going to getting rid of the chrome here, but I don't think I'm going to quite like that. But I might do the ref counter. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, right, more Kilo Chrome bits coming up soon. See you later. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe. Costs you nothing and helps me out. Cheers. Bye bye.